Alright, everybody, we are back for the second episode of WCW Reborn. As always, in TEW 2020, WWE is doing dumb stuff. Sherry is hurt, but the WCW is not slowing down. We have our second episode of Nitro here, April, week 3, and we have a lot set for it, so without further ado, let's get into it. So the show starts with a 61 rated match between AKIRA and Lee Moriarty. He scores 63, AKIRA scores a 45. I was really impressed at Moriarty's performance in the tag match last week, so I decided to give him the spotlight here. Open the show with a big type of match, and he delivered. 63. One of the best performances that we saw so far. Like show one, the highest was around that number, so he makes a good impression here. AKIRA in his debut, very good gimmick at least, but he is unable to pick up the win. And we go from that into the third match in the Women's World Championship tournament. Gets a 58. So Masha Slamovich defeats Allison Kay in 11 minutes. Again, part of the tournament. Allison scores a 49. Masha 62 off her game. So, I mean, another really good performance. Apparently, she was off her game. So. And Masha moves on to the quarterfinals. And he's talking about, he was very happy with the show last week. The results, the main event, the attendance, the buzz that WCW has generated from coming back. And he says that Mike Santana is now at Stampede to challenge to become the first in a long time in that lineage of WCW World Heavyweight Champions. And tonight in the main event, we will find out who his opponent will be, because the main event will be a fatal four-way between the winning team from last week, Johnny Nitro and Breeze, Calvin Tankman, who's not in this angle because of that damn overused penalty that makes no sense, and debuting Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb was supposed to be on the show last week, but then he was working New Japan, and let's just say I reached an agreement with New Japan to never run shows on Mondays ever again. So that will not be a problem. That's why we also have Veda Scott in commentary, whose gimmick got an awful, I think. So yeah, the match is set up. Some of you might remember last week when Artisans were cutting a promo saying that they were the best in the company and that, they were going to run the tag team division, and then Violence is Forever walked out and challenged them to a match. Well, that match was set to take place right here. However, we see Kevin Koo and Dominic Guarini of Violence is Forever make their entrance, and they sit in the ring, they wait, but Artisans, Joe Hendry, and Aaron Stevens, they're not coming out tonight. So they pick up a microphone, they say, "Oh, you're just gonna invest. You talk all this big game, but we know that you're when out comes someone to challenge them, filthy Tom Lawler. Tom Lawler walks out, and he says that he's looking for a fight here tonight, and that's a 32 rated angle. But then, because neither of these two men ever back down from anything, Kevin Koo steps up to take on Tom Lawler. In a 62 rated match, they have pretty good chemistry. This match would bang in real life, probably. I'm I don't know. And in 10 minutes, Kevin Koo gets the win over Tom Lawler. I set this as a car crash, and apparently that worked pretty well. Koo gets a 58, Tom Lawler gets a 53. And who knows what will happen with the Artisans and Violence is Forever, because these guys are pissed off, okay? And I don't think anybody wants to see Kevin Koo and Dominic Guarini pissed off. After the match, they probably shake hands, sign of respect to two men who like fighting. And then we go into Shelton Benjamin is backstage. He's talking about Elijah last week they had a confrontation. And Benjamin says that he will show Elijah what he's been holding back for years upon years. Because when Elijah says that he's gonna be what he should have been this whole time in WCW, what he should have been is off TV. Meanwhile, what a real wrestler like Shelton Benjamin have been and will be here in the WCW is World Heavyweight Champion. And soon Elijah will see that firsthand. Another 62 rated match. Riho defeats Daniel Dashwood in 11 minutes. Very 62 rated show. But Riho gets the win with a jumping knee. In the middle of the match, we see Serena Deeb attack Riho. Some ulterior motives. She got kicked out of the tournament last week. Maybe she wants Riho to suffer the same fate. Riho gets a 58. Tenille gets a 54. But yeah, Riho also makes it to the quarterfinals. So we've had half of the first round matches so far. Next 2 weeks we'll have the other half. And then it'll end in, I think, June week 1. The calendar got kind of messed up since I took a week extra to do the first Nitro. And it was on week 2 instead of week 1. From there, we see Samurai Del Sol laid out backstage when James Drake walks in, and he continues the assault because this is something that happened off camera. The camera cuts in and sees what's happening, and we see James Drake and Zach Gibson joining in, beating up Samurai Del Sol. And afterwards, one of them turns to the camera and says that the grizzled young veterans have arrived, and they will not spare anyone in their path to domination in WCW. Holy shit. Oh my god. Okay. And in our main event, the Fatal 4-Way, Jeff Cobb gets the win, pinning Breeze in 13 minutes, and he punches his ticket to Spring Stampede. And it gets a 78. That's our best match by far. By far. Even though this is the second show, I think the main event last week was a 66. So Jeff Cobb just blows the roof off of this place. Scores a 74. Nitro with a 69. They both just went all out here. Tankman 58 and Breeze 57. And, you know, Nitro has been very confident. He says, he's been saying that his name is the show, so he will become the show. But he does not get the job done right now. Not involved in the decision, of course, but his friend Breeze was. And Jeff Cobb absolutely kills it and wins our main event for a 68 rated show. That is tremendous. But yeah, let me know what you think. We are getting closer and closer to Spring Stampede. We already have the World Heavyweight Championship match set up, but you'll see more of that in the next week's show. And see you soon.